Okay, so we left off at the warrior pose, which I was at the office and showed you that at the corner of your chair. And you want to have your butt cheek on the corner and one leg forward like you're lunging, as if you're fencing with somebody, and the other leg back sort of this direction. And the knees go apart from each other, like so. And you can be doing this while you're facing your computer and working on it. And you can go from left to right. Another nice stretch at the office is to lean back over your chair, like so, to get some extension out of the mid part of your spine. I like to take that a little further and go back and a little left and a little right while that pressure is there, and lengthening the arm. Side bend to the left and lengthen the right arm. Side bend to the right and lengthen the left arm. Okay, great. One exercise you can do a lot at a computer and all day whenever you think of it is a chin tuck or a retraction. And here you are slouched, and it's going to be a reminder. You come up tall, 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 and you give yourself a double chin. You keep your eyes straight on the horizon. You don't look down, and you don't look up. You look straight. Just like that. So the more the chin goes in, the taller you become. A lot of people ask me about chairs at work. What's the right kind of chair? I like a chair without the arms so that you can do these office yoga poses that we talked about. This one, the warrior. When you want to just be passive about your positioning, it's better to have a roll. You get your butt all the way back, have a roll that you can relax into, and then that keeps you up taller. It doesn't allow that lower back to slouch. Sometimes you can be active, but it's hard to do that all day. Nobody can hold this all day. So it's nice to have a passive option, and it's nice to bounce back and forth between options of the yoga poses. There's no one great position or one great chair for anybody for all day. And some people like a ball, which is great for a time period, and it's wonderful to be able to kind of get yourself in a neutral position on the ball and hold that, and that works your core, but it's awfully hard to do all day. So having these varied options is great. If you do have a ball, you can do forward and backward movements, side to side movements with it. You can do belly dancer movements with it. And notice my head isn't moving. If the camera's just on my head, you probably would barely know I was moving below. And that isolates the movement to here. Great. So, oh, I missed the Happy Days one too. So sometimes, and I only do this for 5 minutes, maybe here and there, I turn it around like Richie and Potsy did in Happy Days and lean into it. It's not great for the chair, but sometimes office chairs have that little springiness to them, and you can kind of work on things here. It's not awesome for the neck, but it sometimes does just relieve the back in a fun way for 5 minutes or so. But you wouldn't want to do a lot of this. Okay. And moving along, on your drive home from work, you can, oh, I missed the office plank. The office plank is a nice option to do some work while you're either looking at the computer or reading a book, and you just lean onto the desk holding a plank position. And you just try and hold it for 1 to 2 minutes if you can. And when you're done reading what you're reading, away you go. If you're lucky enough to have a chair with wheels and space to do it in, sometimes you can creep around the office on your chair, pulling with your hamstrings. And imagining I have a chair that moves right now, I'd be moving around the office using my hamstrings. And that's a good one too. So you drive home, and like you drove to work, you would do the same exercises we already talked about. You would do the rowing, pulling up. You could do some chin tucks. You could do some pelvic tilts and arching, posterior tilt, anterior tilts, like that. And you could do some isometrics into the headrest. And we talked about those in video 1. And then you get home and you find yourself, it's bedtime and it's time to brush your teeth again. And you could certainly do some more of the heel raises, but to mix it up, you might choose a different exercise while you're brushing your teeth in the evening. I'm going to show you one called a hip hike. You stick your hip out like you have an attitude, or you're a teenager, you're giving your dad some attitude, and then you decide that you want to get rid of that attitude, and that's where the exercise comes in. You can see I've gotten rid of the attitude in my hip, and I'm up tall now. And then the attitude returns, and then it comes back, and then it returns, and then it comes back. And that, believe it or not, will give you a workout in that hip muscle. If you happen to have a threshold you can stand on to raise yourself up a little bit, that can be an advantage with this exercise too. But you can do it just standing there for 2 minutes, or 1 minute per leg, and I'm already getting tired. What's that been, about 10 reps? I'm starting to feel it right in there. And then you just switch legs, switch hands, let you brushing your teeth. Teenage attitude, no attitude. Attitude, no attitude. Right? Okay. And then it's time for bed. So you go to your bed. And you can reach under your bed because everyone keeps soup cans under the bed, right? And you can do some T's. I call these T's and ski jumpers. You line yourself up kind of on a diagonal. This is a couch, so it's not quite as easy to demonstrate. And you put your chin right on the corner, looking down. Try not to do that because then you'll be in my office asking for neck treatment. Keep your eyes down. And you're going to go up like a T. I'm holding on to just some Campbell's soup cans. And you do about 10 of them. If you're not too ambitious, that's good. You're done. That's enough. If you want to do some more, you could do back at this position. And you could do some touchdowns or YMCAs. YMCA. Touchdown Patriots. Great. And then you can roll over on that corner. Bring your knees up, flatten your back, put your chin down. Let your arms rest. Feel that stretch and relax. Get ready for bed. You're calming down now. You don't want to do this, and you don't want to do this. You keep your back flat. You keep your chin down. Stay in the corner. And let it stretch. You can explore with your arms. Feel a good stretch and hold it. And last but not least, you can finish with a little bit of core strengthening. Bridging up. And hold that for a minute or two. And when you get tired enough, you're in bed, so just go to bed. And you've had a whole day of exercise. Congratulations. Oh yeah, and you got to congratulate yourself. I'm awesome.